Zubin, can you give me the time?
It is 9:10.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna do kind of lay this out for you guys. We're gonna do about a 10-minute quick chat where I'm gonna show you guys the barn, and our office is where we're gonna start. And then after that, I'll kind of open it up for you guys to ask any questions that you want, okay? Okay, thanks, honey. Sorry, that was my husband telling me not to stray too far or we'll lose connection. So what happens, let's start our typical day in the hog barn. My husband and I, we have a hog barn just outside of our house. And every day we get to come in here and we get to take care of our little pigs. And you guys can look out your school window right now or your bedroom window when you woke up this morning and you saw there was plenty of white stuff on the ground, snow, kind of rainy, kind of a yucky day outside. Well, our pigs, they live all indoors and they're sitting indoors right now just as comfortable as you guys are. The heat's about the same temperature. We've got little monitors in our hog barn to show us what temperature it is inside the room. Right now it's 73 degrees in there. But to back things up a little bit for you, when we come in, we have to address something called biosecurity. And I can't see any of you guys, but if you've ever heard of biosecurity, raise your hand so your teachers can see for me. Did anybody raise their hand?
Yeah, a couple did.
A couple of them? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what biosecurity is, and I'm going to kind of try and give you guys the 20-foot view here with my camera. That means we are a shower in, shower out facility. And that it means when I come in the morning to do my chores, and I've already done this, I hop right here in my shower and I get all cleaned up for the pigs. And then I come over here and I change my clothes. And I do that to protect the pigs, not to protect myself. It's kind of like what we go through at school right now, where we always have to wash our hands and keep everything sanitized. We try to do that in the hog barn too. Because if I were to go to a different pig farm and then come here, I could bring things that would make our pigs sick from those other pigs, much like kids or adults get sick right now. So we try to make sure that we're not bringing any germs into the hog barn. So I've already taken care of that showering stuff this morning, and I've done a couple things in the hog barn already. So I'm ready to go out here and check all of our monitors. So I'll try and give you guys a good view here. These are our monitors. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, no?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes, we can.
Okay. Awesome. I can hear your little voices. So this is where I'm reading the temperature for the day. Yep. Okay. So here we can control everything in the hog barn. This helps us control the temperature. We can turn on sprinklers if they get too hot in the summertime. We can turn on fans to let the airflow go through to keep our pigs warm. And I'll show you guys those in a little bit here. So this is kind of our monitoring system, right? Here. This tells us everything we need to know to keep our pigs healthy. It keeps our feeders running and everything. So when something goes, for example, feeder number 2 didn't turn on, what's going to happen is the hog barn computer is going to send my cell phone a message and I'm going to get a call. So if I'm in my house or if I'm out doing other things, I'll get a call on my cell phone and then I have to come and fix it for them. So the pigs are always well taken care of and everything is monitored. And even if we aren't there, they let us know when something's not quite right for our pigs. So that is our way of taking care of them in a more modern way. And I'm sure all you guys at school, you're one-to-one with computers or iPads or something. So this is kind of like our version of one-to-one for our pigs. Okay, so then I'm gonna here, 9:13. Okay, I still got a little bit of time left. Then over here on the other side, we have a bunch of, there we go, that's a better view, bunch of water valves. So when we get baby pigs in, which we have some baby pigs right now that we'll show you in a minute, we run what we call water meds. They're not really meds for the pigs. They're like, if you get up in the morning and you have to take a Flintstones gummy, you take your little vitamins every day to make sure you're strong and healthy. That's what we give our pigs when they come in too, so they can get a good start. So what we do, we have these little garbage cans and we mix our meds up in here, or vitamins, I should say, into the, so how many of you guys want to go see the baby pigs again?
Yeah.
You guys
All
ready
the
to see
hands are raised.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I'm going to see here if I can't turn my camera around. And if it's a little bit loud right away, just hang with me. It shouldn't be with the headset we've got, but they sometimes get a little nervous when I walk in. So here are our baby pigs. And we have, so this is called, we're going to call this the West Room. So in 3rd grade, you guys probably know your directions by now, but we have 2 different rooms in the hog barn. So you guys can see it kind of goes on for a ways, right?
Yeah.
And then over there, you see that door down there, that's another room that's identical to this one. But because I don't want to lose internet connection, I'm just going to hang out here with you guys, okay? So I'm going to hop in the pen with our pigs. Now our barn can hold, and if I were in person with you guys, I would totally ask. But I'm going to tell you today, our barn can hold 2,400 pigs. So that's how many piggies we get in. And they come in on trucks, so they bring them in for us, and we unload them. They come in through that door right there. And then we put them in their homes, and we kind of sort them out by size. And then, see, now they're getting a little friendlier towards me. They'll come and see you guys. But then everything from there is pretty automated. So what happens when I say automated, these pigs need a few things when they're little like this. Number 1, they need water, just like we do. Number 2, they need something to eat, just like we do too. And number 3, they need a source of heat. I shouldn't say 3 things. We're going to say 4 things. I'm adding. And then they also need a clean place to live, some room to run around a little bit. Sorry, I moved all of a sudden, so I kind of scared them. So let's start with our first thing. First thing that we need to survive is water. So we have these automatic waters here for our piggies. So they'll come over here and they can drink out of it. And I'm going to try and get this down low enough for you. They've really been playing with it today. And this has their vitamins in there, so they can drink up their vitamins instead of taking their multivitamin, like the Flintstones gummies in the morning that you guys might take. And then, if you can see right in here, they play with this with their nose, and when they lift it up, it releases more water into the panel. So that way, they can have as much water as they want, okay? So then the next thing they get, or need, is feed. So I think a couple years ago, which you guys would have been in 1st grade at the time, but I came in and I read a book to 3rd graders about pigs. And we talked about the different things they eat. So here's their feed. I'll try and get a good zoom on it. And it's really kind of powder looking. So what's ground up in there is mainly soybeans, which we grow a lot of those in Iowa, and then also a little bit of corn. And you see how that feed is dyed a little bit, maybe you can't see it very well on the screen, but it's got a little bit of a red tint to it. That's because we put a little bit extra, more vitamins, just like we have in our water, for them when they start out. So their feed comes in a different color, just to give them a little better start so they can make sure we're really getting all their vitamins in. Now, the next thing I said we need is heat. So how many of you guys, just so your teachers can see, because I can't, raise your hand if you've ever had any chickens or been to see any chickens?
Almost all of them.
Baby chicks? Baby chicks, awesome. Okay, so you guys know that they kind of have like a little heat lamp. Well, this is the same version, a little different version of a heat lamp. So this is what we call a brooder heater. So what's in there, you guys can kind of see, it's kind of lit on fire right now. That is generating a lot of heat. So if I held my hand up here for a while, I would be nice and toasty warm, like if I were sitting by a fireplace or up by a bonfire. So this keeps our baby pigs warm because when they're this little, they need a little more help heating their own bodies. Now, once they get older, we'll actually disconnect these. They're connected right up there to our LP lines. And then we'll disconnect them and take them out and we'll store them in another shed while the pigs are getting bigger. Because once they get bigger, they can get up there and play with them and we don't want them to wreck them. So we turn it all off, we take them out. Now, the last thing, oops, I scared them again. The last thing that our pigs need is a nice space for them to live. So if you guys can look here, you can kind of see we've got some slats or little holes in our floor here. And this is a cement floor. And what happens is everybody's got to go to the bathroom every now and again, right? So do our pigs. So when they go to the bathroom, we don't have a toilet for them or anything like that. So they go to the bathroom, and what these slats are for, I don't know, you probably can't see down there, but their waste falls through here and it's stored below them. So then once a year, after we get done picking our corn and beans, we empty this, we call it a pit. We empty this pit out, with all of their waste for the year. And it might be waste to them, but it's really, really useful to us. We like to call it fertilizer. So we put this fertilizer on our fields that we grow corn and beans on. And then our pigs are helping us to grow next year's crop, which will probably turn into their supper at some point. So it's kind of like this cool big circle that we go through with our pigs. So I'm going to check the time again here really quick, guys.
It's 9:20.
It is 9:19. Oh. 9:20, perfect. And I was told to leave about 10 minutes for questions. And then if you guys don't have questions, I can, certainly chat some more too. So I'm going to turn it over to your teachers. And I'm just going to hang out here with the pigs while you guys ask some questions, okay?
Who has some questions? Come up here, Wes. Come here and ask your question. Right in there. Uh-oh.
Have you ever got
Why don't you take your mask off?
Have you ever got a pig that escaped?
Have I ever had a pig that escaped? Ooh, that's a really good question. So I'm actually going to get up. I'm going to show you. So when our pigs come in, to answer that question, no, we have not had one escape outside. We have had one that has escaped into what I'm going to call the alleyway. So what that is each of our pigs have their own pen, and this is their front door, if you will. And these open up so we can sort them out. I've had some go running all the way down that hall. Then I got to go chase them. But we've never had one get out outside, and I'll show you guys where they come in real quick, because that's a good question, Wes. So when our pigs come in, they come on big semi trucks that you guys have probably seen coming down the road. And they come in, and there's a nice little door. This door actually opens up. It pulls up this way, and it hangs up on top of our ceiling. I hold it up with this. So when the pigs come in, there's no way for them to get out. They just have to take one step right off the trailer, and they come into our barn. So we've never lost one outside, Wes, but I have lost them in the hallway.
Good question.
What else you guys got?
Oh, we got lots of questions for you. You can take off.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. Take off your mask and you can look right in there. Okay.
What happens if the water runs out for the pigs?
Oh, very good question, my dear. So how many of you guys have heard of a well? Does anybody live in the country? Am I getting hands, Mrs. Euban?
Yes, quite a few.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so what a well is it's a source of water, and that's where our pigs get their water from. And it comes from way underground. Way underneath the ground, there are a bunch of sources of water for us, and that's where we get our water for our house too. So ideally, we never have run out of water, and we would need an extreme, extreme drought for us to do that. And like I said earlier, my dear, we'll go look at the waters again here. Oh, we got piggies hanging out in there. Sometimes they like to wash their feet in there. So once they run out of water, these pigs can always, pigs by nature, okay, look at their little noses. See how they've got a little good grabber on their nose? They like to run around in things or put their nose in things. So they naturally play with this water right here, this little toggle switch, and that lets more water out. So they never run out of water. What else do you guys got?
Has a pig ever gotten stuck where the manure goes?
Has a pig ever? Okay, good question. So when our pigs come in, they weigh about 12 to 14 pounds. So they're maybe a little bit bigger than if you have a baby brother or sister that comes home from the hospital. So yes, sometimes if they're really in a hurry or they're really worked up and playing, they could get their little feet stuck in there. And stuck is probably not the best word for it. It just gets caught for a minute. Like if you're playing on the playground and you get stuck in something or you trip on the play equipment. Well, what happens then is they can easily pull their leg right back out of it. Or what we do, a lot of times when it happens, it's when we're sorting our pigs out, and we sort them by size to make sure they're with the same group of friends that are about the same size as them so they all grow equally. When we do that, if they get stuck, I just go in and I lift it up, and then he's free to go again.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Just a minute. How many adult pigs do you have now is a question.
Adult pigs? Okay, so these are all baby pigs. They're probably about 2 months old. So what happens in our facility, we call it an all-in, all-out facility. So we get the whole group comes in as baby pigs all at the same time. So we have 0 adult pigs right now. But when we finish, like I said before, we have 2,400 pigs. So when they're going, we'll load all those pigs out within a market, and then they turn in person with you guys, but they turn into bacon and pork chops and pork loin and ham, lunch meat, things like that. So that's what we grow them for. So we don't have any adult pigs right now, to answer your question. I just have these little babies.
Okay. How many pigs do you have right now? Did you answer that already?
Right now? Yep, that's okay. We have 2,400
Oh, you
pigs.
You have all those.
Pen,
okay.
In the whole barn.
Gotcha.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. We just got them in about a month ago.
Okay.
Right around Halloween.
How many pigs does a semi hold?
Oh, very good question. So for big pigs, when we load them out, a semi will hold about 150 pigs. And then when they come in, since they're littler, they can obviously hold a few more. So they hold about 300. Well, it depends on the load. 300 to 500 hogs is what they'll come in on.
Okay, and our last question, because we have to get separated with the co-pig. Where's your food made? Do you make your food or do you get it in?
Oh, good question. So we actually feed for a company called Christensen Farms, and they have their very own feed mill. So they grind all of their feed, the corn and the soybeans that we talked about, and ours actually comes from Forest City. So not too far away. And the feed trucks come once, twice a week, depending on how big our pigs are. Right now they come a little less because they're a little smaller and don't eat as much.
Okay, we want to thank you, Melissa. What do we say?
Thank you, guys. I had so much fun sharing a little bit of time with you.
You betcha. Thank you for relating it to our level. That was great.
Oh, you bet. That's my favorite thing to do.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay,
Happy
bye-bye.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yep, you too.
Bye.